Masayoshi Son just committed 75 billion euros to build the largest AI data center in European history. 75 billion euros in France from a Japanese company. The financial press is calling it a tech story. It isn't. It's a strategy story. And if you're a CEO navigating an AI-disrupted world right now, it may be the most instructive move of this decade. I'm going to break down exactly what Son is doing, and more importantly, what it means for how you should be thinking about your own strategy. Here's the first thing you need to understand about this move. Most leaders, when they see disruption coming, go defensive. Protect the core. Manage the downside. Wait for more information before committing. Son does the exact opposite. He commits before clarity arrives, at a scale that creates the clarity. Think about what that means. He didn't wait to see who would win the AI race in Europe. He decided that Softbank would be the infrastructure those winners run on. He moved first, at maximum scale, so that the question of who wins becomes largely irrelevant, because whoever wins will need what he's building. That's what I call charismatic disruption. It's not about being first to market. It's about reframing the game entirely, so that by the time competitors understand what happened, the rules have already changed. Son looked at Europe's problem: abundant AI ambition, almost no infrastructure, extremely high energy costs. And he didn't ask, how do we participate? He asked, what does Europe need that nobody else can provide, and how do we own it? That is a fundamentally different question, and it leads to a fundamentally different answer. Here's what most people miss about this move. Son is not competing on NVIDIA's terms. He's not competing on Microsoft's terms or Amazon's terms. He is setting his own terms. The conventional play in AI infrastructure is to build close to existing capital: United States, Singapore, maybe Japan. Europe is expensive. It's politically complicated. Energy is a nightmare. Every mainstream analysis says, go carefully if you go at all. Son went in at maximum scale, precisely because that conventional logic keeps everyone else out. When you define the game, you stop being a competitor and you become the reference point. Every European cloud provider, every US hyperscaler, every enterprise buying AI compute, they now have to orient around what Softbank is building in France. Son has made himself indispensable before a single server has been turned on. That's what strategy on your own terms looks like in practice. It's not about being contrarian for the sake of it. It's about having such clarity on where value is moving that you're willing to act decisively while everyone else is still debating. Now let me show you the architecture underneath this move, because it's not just one bet. It's three bets that reinforce each other. The first layer, infrastructure as toll booth. Every gigawatt of AI compute capacity rented from SoftBank's French data center is a recurring revenue stream. Europe's demand for AI compute is only going up. The question is, who captures the margin? The infrastructure owner doesn't need to win every battle. They win the war by controlling the terrain. The second layer, the ARM multiplier. SoftBank owns a commanding stake in ARM Holdings. ARM's chip designs power AI servers across the globe. More data centers means more servers. More servers means more ARM chips. More ARM chips means more return on a position SoftBank already holds. Son is literally creating demand for an asset he already owns. That's not coincidence. That's vertical integration at continental scale. The third layer, and this is the one nobody is talking about, is geopolitical positioning. The AI race is increasingly a US-China affair. Europe wants to be sovereign in AI, but it lacks the capital to build its own infrastructure at scale. Japan, through SoftBank, is positioning as a trusted third option, not beholden to Washington's sanctions policies, not operating inside Beijing's orbit. Son is making Japan strategically relevant to Europe's AI future in a way that will compound for decades. Three layers. Each one is valuable on its own. Together, they're extraordinary. There's a paradox at the heart of this move that I want you to sit with. SoftBank is itself a product of disruption. Son built it on the telecom revolution. He supercharged it through the internet boom. He turbocharged it again through mobile. At every stage, he could have become the kind of incumbent that disruption threatens. Instead, he keeps disrupting himself. The France investment is not an extension of what SoftBank was. It's a declaration of what SoftBank intends to become: the foundational infrastructure layer for Europe's AI economy, with a chip stake that ensures it profits from everything running inside every server on the continent. Most companies that reach Son's scale start protecting their position. Son is abandoning his current position in order to claim a bigger one. That's the discipline I write about in Disrupt the Disruptor. You don't wait for the disruption to arrive and then react. You see the next game before the current game ends, and you move. You don't need 75 billion euros to apply this logic, but you do need three things that Son has in abundance. First, clarity on where value is being created, not where it currently lives. Son isn't betting on today's AI winners. He's betting on the infrastructure those winners will depend on for the next 20 years. Most leaders are chasing what's already working. The strategic question is, what will be working? Second, willingness to commit at a scale that changes the game. Half measures don't reframe industries. You have to be willing to put in enough that your presence itself becomes a structural fact that others must respond to. The size of your commitment sends a signal. Small commitments invite small responses. Third, indifference to conventional logic. The mainstream analysis said, don't go into Europe at scale. Son went anyway. That takes something beyond analytical intelligence. It takes the courage to act on your own reading of the situation, even when the consensus says otherwise. Son is not always right. His Vision Fund track record makes that very clear. But on this move, the logic is clean, the architecture is coherent, and the ambition is proportionate to the size of the opportunity. The CEOs who will look back on this decade as a missed opportunity are the ones who waited for clarity before acting. Son is not waiting for clarity. He is creating it, and by the time everyone else can see what he's built, the terrain will already be his. If this kind of strategic thinking is useful to you, subscribe. I put out new content every week on what's really driving leadership and growth in global business. And if you want to go deeper on my frameworks and books that I referenced today, Charismatic Disruption, Strategy on Your Own Terms, and Disrupt the Disruptor, visit my website, stephenbleistein.net. The link is in the description. I'm Stephen Bleistein. I'll see you in the next one.